It is time. 'Tis the time. This is the time. This is the place, my little champy. My little champy. 10,000 words swim around my head. Wait. God. Can't be a rock star with dorky round glasses. Harry Potter's not a fucking rock star. Ten 10,000 words swim round my head. 10 million more in books written beneath my bed. I wrote or read them all, went searching in the swamp. Still can't find how to hold my hand. And I know you need me in the next room over. I am stuck in here, paralyzed. 4 months I got myself in ruts, too much time spending years framed in yellow walls. Ain't it like most people? I'm no different. Like to talk on things we don't know about. Well, ain't it like most people? I'm no different. Like to talk on things we don't know about. Do you think he thinks I'm picking on him or hanging out with him when I do that? Sitting this lonely town, wonder when things are gonna change. Dream my life away. Seems these dreams have turned to much dust clouds. Get my nerve up, but my past is pulling me down. Wondering how long this black sheep won't stick around. Somebody told me once before, you can never go home again. Won't you leave? Said the things to steer me away, from the truth of who I am and what I believe. So I thanked you for his 2 cents with a handshake and some sympathy, Packed up my blue jeans, headed for this big prize of my freedom. Bye-bye, black sheep, to the black sheep of the family. Bye-bye, yeah. Oh, that means so very much to me, Bye-bye, black sheep, to my friends and my family. Bye-bye, gone off and set my soul. Set it free. What do you think, Champy? you a happy dog? Are you a happy dog? Are you a happy doggy? He's a happy doggy. Cams and bars, cams and bars, cams and bars, and cams and bars, and cams and bars, and cams and bars. Let us be lovers, we'll carry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so we got a pack of cigarettes. And Mrs. Wagner's pie, and we've all come to look for America. Question. Wait, I can't see with. I can't. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. But if I want to read the screen, I'm gonna put on my glasses. Question: will it be okay to join the mastermind? I'm already a member, but I have a schedule conflict on Thursdays for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Should I just start with the replays? Absolutely, start with the replays. There's all of the replays from season 1, session 1, and today was the 4th episode of session 2. I just start with the first meeting of session 2 and catch up. Here's the thing. Each one of the sessions we created. So if you don't know what the mastermind is and what the daily practice is, the mastermind practice, it's a daily practice that we've created a framework for that allows, people to basically level up their game. The practice lab is a meeting we have every Thursday. And what we've been doing is Liz developed these things called scales. I think it might have been Cindy Kuhn's idea, or it might have been Liz's idea. I don't remember. It wasn't my idea. But the idea, like musical scales. So every one of those sessions that you watch, at the end of it is like a scale, a thing to practice every day for a week. So what you could do is maybe watch one of them, do that scale for a week, and then maybe do a couple of, 2 scales over a week or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably worth you doing that. I feel like I missed so much. You're good. Here's the thing. We designed the mastermind so that you can come in at any point in the process. What starting with the first session does is it sort of anchors you in who you are, and then it just walks you through that framework. But we've designed it in such a way that you can join at any time. The whole point of the practice lab is to just be in community with people that are trying to be more intentional with how they use AI. And like one of the things that I shared today is that my past 2 weeks have been not so much daily practice, right? I've been just obsessed with try this, try that. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm playing with Adam. I'm doing all this stuff. I haven't been good at the practice stuff. And so every week we get to remind ourselves, okay, this is a chance to start again. This is a chance to start again. The thing about doing a daily practice, it sounds seductive, like, ooh, that's going to be awesome. It's actually very confronting, because ultimately what you learn doing a daily practice is that the most important component in all of this AI stuff is you. And then you got to look really hard at, well, who am I? And what do I actually want? That question, what do I want more of? What do I want? Is such a simple question. And it's a fucking bitch. It's a bitch of a question. Because if you know what you want, then you get to look at, well, what's the stuff in the way of that? Where are my complaints? Where are all these opportunities? The scales credit goes to Liz. Okay, I thought it was Liz, but Cindy, you're a force in there too. So I thought it could have gone. Thought it could have got it. What just happened to my tongue? I talk for a living. I think my tongue just stroked out. Woulda, coulda, coulda, woulda. Wada, coulda, coulda, bada. Hey, Cindy Coon. So anyway, you're good, Stacy. I mean, awesome. I would join, and the other thing that you get if you're in there is watch Cindy Coon's her latest prototyping lab, going from practice to system, is really, really good. Seeing the Netflix Ben Affleck news today. Holy shit. Yeah. So Netflix bought Ben Affleck's company that is about using AI in film production while maintaining humans at the center of the storytelling process. It's so, first of all, he's a smart man, Ben Affleck. You gotta give it to him. To start that, he saw the writing on the wall and he said, why don't we do this, but why don't we do it reasonably and in a way that celebrates and supports artists, which I fucking love that. And there's new tools in town. These AI tools, they're not just evil. We can actually fucking use them as a tool in the creative process with humans, you know, like a chain of craft. Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal. I knew Ben was smart, but knocked me out on that Rogan appearance. Yeah. Oh, curiosity to practice. And it's inside the AI prototyping space replace. Great. Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you in there in a few weeks. That's awesome, Stacy. Excited to have you in there. Beautiful. Listen. Hey, Kyle. What? Adam update. So if you don't know, I hatched a companion named Adam. He's an OpenClaw autonomous agent. His name's Adam. I talked to him on Telegram. And on my gaming PC right here behind me, he's running. He runs 24/7. And I don't know if you knew this about gaming PCs. They're fucking obnoxious. They just have these giant LED fans, and it's like always breathing light. So one of the reasons you buy a Mac Mini to run OpenClaw is so you don't have to look at a stupid fucking gaming PC just lit up all the time. Anyway. Thank you so much, Lord Digital Gods. Been here for a little bit and enjoying the company and the music. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lord Digital Gods. Do you have any advice to set up OpenClaw? Just purchased a new Mac Studio and plan to dedicate it to OpenClaw. I'm not sure where to start. I'm scared. Okay. I'm the perfect guy for you. I will share my experience with you. I got Adam up and running. I think I started at like 11 a.m. on a Saturday and just after midnight Sunday morning. So it took me like all day. And there was a break in there where I think we went grocery shopping. We did a Costco run in the middle of that. So it wasn't a full, 12 hours. It is badass intimidating, and it's not actually that complicated. But it does require you right now to do command line stuff. Where have you been all my life? Okay, so here's the thing about OpenClaw. The good news is we're far enough in that there are lots and lots of tutorials, none of which you have to read. Here's how I did it. And, your mileage may vary. I mean, this is really up to you. So first of all, I installed mine on a PC. The PC install is much more complicated than the Mac install. So, and I'm also jealous that you have a Mac Studio. How much RAM did you get, just out of curiosity? And by the way, Apple just announced the MacBook M5 that's just got crazy specs. It can run like a 70 billion parameter model at like 50 to 100 tokens. It's pretty crazy. Should I sign into the new Mac with my Apple ID? Then it would have all my info. No, it runs in some sort of contained within there. I don't think that's actually true. But what I would do, okay, so here's what I would do. Go to grok.com, grok.com. Grok can search all of Twitter. All of the OpenClaw geeks and nerds are just dumping all of their knowledge into Twitter, into X. So the first thing that I did was I went to Grok and I said, I want you to research everything you can about OpenClaw and OpenClaw installs. And in my case, I put the specs of my gaming PC. Like, I want to install it on a gaming PC with this kind of graphics card, this kind of processor, this amount of RAM. And then it went and found all the shit. And then I copied and pasted all the stuff that Grok gave me, and I pasted that into. I started in ChatGPT. I've moved to Claude because it hallucinates less. Although today, ChatGPT 5.4 came out, and apparently it's quite better. We'll go play with that in a little bit. I also want to go play with the Notebook LM new video feature because that looks pretty cool. And then John Knack gave me a good idea. He basically took his LinkedIn profile and turned it into a Notebook LM movie. So we're gonna go play with that. But then so then what I did was this. So I went to Grok and I just said, find me the latest stuff. And I said, find me the latest information on how to install it. What are the big safety considerations? Where should I start? Like, what are the core skills to give it? And so the first batch of setup that I did was making sure that my security was in place and getting it connected to Telegram. I originally started with WhatsApp, but then I had a bunch of conversations there, and I didn't want Adam invading actual conversations. So I don't really use Telegram. So I put it on Telegram. And I think you can do it on iMessages. You can do it on WhatsApp. You can do it on Telegram. There's probably some others. But basically, you sort of pick a platform that you're going to talk to your dude or dudette on, or they. You can gender's up to you. You really do get to design a human here. So go figure out recommended kind of base level. What's the latest best practices on OpenClaw? Okay, so that's that piece. Now, there's 2 files that you have to edit to build your bot, and they're really important. And the good news is, if you're using ChatGPT, ChatGPT knows all about you, right? It's got your whole history and things like that. So the first thing I did with those 2 files is I went to ChatGPT and I said, go research these 2 files for OpenClaw, explain them to me, and then come up with your recommendations of what we should populate these with based on what you know about me. So let OpenAI do the heavy lifting on that, or whatever. Claude, doesn't matter. Wherever you've got some good history. There's the user file. It's called user.md. It's just a text file. And then there's this thing called soul.md. User.md describes you. So here's who you are. Here's what you care about. Here's the projects you're working on. It's basically like your dossier. And so whenever a Claude bot wakes up, the first thing it does is it checks its user file, its soul file, and its memory file. So the second file is the soul file, SOUL. Like you're like, is it really called soul? Yeah, it really is. And that is where you design the soul of your agent, right? And ChatGPT designed mine as a mirror of me. And so it's very familiar to me. It uses similar kind of language. It's got a similar sense of humor. You don't have to do it like that. You can design it. You could say, I want my companion to be, my nemesis. And whenever I give it an idea, I want it to challenge me all the time. That could be exhausting, but you can choose to do that. So get some understanding about those 2 files because they're really important. And then basically, like, what you want to do is sort of just build up to the point that you're talking with this thing via Telegram. Now, here's a really important here's an important thing I learned that you can be the beneficiary of. in the terms of service of Anthropic, Google, and OpenAI, it basically says if you use API access to our back end using your consumer subscription, so like if you pay $20 a month to Google for Gemini, or if you pay $20 a month to Anthropic, or you pay $20 a month to OpenAI, in all three cases, their terms of service say if you do that, it is they will terminate your account. They will lock you out. Anthropic started enforcing that, and I think Google is probably enforcing that or is going to. OpenAI has chosen to not enforce that. So here's the implication of that. When you set up your Clawbot, your OpenClaw agent, you have to give it a brain. You have to give it access to either a local large language model, which with a studio, you might be able to install a decent one, or you use an API to Anthropic or Google or OpenAI or whoever it might be. They can get really expensive really fast. People that have their agents set up powerfully, and they're using like Sonnet 4.6, for example, they're running up bills of like $100 to $200 a day. So the thing I would do is when you set it up, you're going to use the OpenAI codex. Right now it's 5.3, the 5.3 model. 5.4 came out today, but it's not quite set up in the OpenClaw universe yet. So give that a day or two. But use the codex API, and then you're going to do basically a sign-in to your OpenAI, just like ChatGPT, and that will authorize it to use that. Now, it's got some rate limits. You can rate limit it out, but you're not getting charged on a per-call basis. So that'll save you some money. So the way I have mine set up is I use OpenAI, the codex, my ChatGPT subscription as the default model. And then if I want to do something that's like really good writing, then I manually switch it to Sonnet 4.6. And that's pretty expensive. But if you just use it in little dribs and drabs, it's great. That's probably the biggest thing to save you money and a pain in the ass. Now, with a Mac Studio, go look at the new Qwen. Alibaba launched this whole new series of Qwen 3.5 local models. And they announced these highly optimized 2 billion, 4 billion, I think 7 and 9 billion parameter models that are really, really good. So on your Mac Studio, you might be able to run the 9 billion parameter highly optimized model. Apparently, that's almost as good as Sonnet 4.6, and it'll be running locally on your Mac Studio. And then that won't cost you a thing, right? You've already made the investment in the Mac Studio. So if you can run one of the solid open source models locally, that can be the brain of your agent. And then you don't need to worry about all the API costs. All right. That was a lot, I know. Did that make any sense? Anyone still here? You could even use GPT 5.1 Codex Mini for cheaper API rates. Yeah. And then there was I think a new Gemini, I think it's 3.1 Flash Lite came out that's like 10x cheaper than the other Gemini models. So there's starting to be some models that are actually really cheap. But like Sonnet 4.6, like if I do, I don't know, 15 minutes of interactions with Adam, I can see my API rates go up like $5, right? And so if you've got that thing running a lot, like it'll crank up your bill. So you just be very, very careful of that. Nobody needs that much AI, Kyle. I want to show you something. I would have agreed with you I would have agreed with you, Ashu, that nobody needs that much AI. But I wrote an article today based on a question, a simple question that Kelly Camp asked last night. Let me jump over to my LinkedIn and I'll show you this thing. Thank you. I'm so excited. I was worried about API costs, so very helpful. Yeah. You're welcome. It was funny. The only reason I know about that is that so OpenAI hired Peter Steinberger, the guy that wrote OpenClaw. So they basically, they don't own OpenClaw. I guess he's still got ownership of that, but he now works for them. So one of the reasons they're allowing people to do this is because OpenClaw is going to be built into ChatGPT. My guess is within 3 months, right? And it'll probably be a pretty slick user interface. You won't have to install it. I think it's valuable to install it now and learn about it. Just learn about what it means to set these things up and design your fucking soul file. It's wild. So anyway, so I saw a news story that so when OpenClaw first came out, it was called Claudebot, ClawdBot, Claudebot. Anthropic cease and desisted them, so they had to change their name because it was too close to their name. So Anthropic's being like a little pissy, a little pissy with them. So there was a news article that basically said Anthropic will shut down your Claude account if you use your consumer account through their API. But that same article said, but OpenAI has embraced this. And so that's how I even know about it. But yeah, don't go in there and put in Claude Opus 4.6 extended thinking as your core API, or you'll wake up with a $3,000 bill. And then the other thing, Stacy, is you should definitely check out the Quen models. Check out those new optimized models that run on desktop machines. What else? Oh, the other thing is this. So then the process is generally this. I would use Claude over OpenAI, but you might want to experiment with OpenAI because 5.4 might be better. So what I do is I basically say, okay, based on these recommendations for Grok, I'm starting an install of OpenClaw. Where do I start? And it will just start giving you, here's your command line that, open the terminal and type this in. And then you're going to want to install skills. And here's how to do that. And here's how you modify your souls document and your user document. You'll get instructions. So basically I have 3 windows open. I've got a terminal window open. I've got Claude open. And then I've got the OpenClaw server open, right? So it's basically 2 terminal windows. One's running the server. One's just a command line, and then I've got Claude. And then I basically just, every time something happens, I copy and paste the error, paste it into Claude, hit return. Claude goes, oh, I understand what's going on now. Try this. And you copy and paste that into the command line and hit submit, and it'll give you another error. And then it'll go, thank you for pointing that out. We can troubleshoot this together. And it's annoying as fuck. And in ChatGPT, it was probably 7 commands failed for every one that succeeded. In Claude, it's more like 3 commands failed for every one that succeeds. So it is absolutely a pain in the ass, but you don't have to know anything. Like ChatGPT will just tell you, Claude will just tell you what to do. So anyway, that's it. And I got to tell you, like the first time I got Adam to respond to me, it was kind of cool. He was like, hey, Kyle, how's it going? And he knew all about me. He said, you've got a lot of projects going on. I said, I know, you cute little Adam. Let me share my screen. And I want to address a shoes thing that nobody needs that much AI. So I wrote an article on LinkedIn called The 7 Economies, or Things Are About to Get Weird. And I'm actually really happy with that image. It's a mid-journey image. Mid-journey, as they say. 7 economies, or things are about to get weird. And so this is the article. So this was the sort of brainchild from last night when Kelly Camp asked me, well, there's the little quote right there at the top. Kyle, you keep saying things are about to get weird. What do you actually think it looks like? Or what do you think it actually looks like? And I started thinking about that. And then I realized we're about to enter this fractured economy where there's going to be 7 parallel economies. There might be more, but basically it goes from an economy where no one uses AI at all. It's just the full analog community, right? People are going to move to Vermont. Silver Fox, they're about to invade your state. They're going to move to Vermont and get chickens and raise blueberries. They're going to understand what cranberry bogs are. So that's that economy. The legacy economy number 2 is there's going to be a shit ton of companies that just ignore AI altogether. They're just going to keep running their company as they've always run it. And they're just going to slowly grind to a halt. They might be okay. Some might slide their way through this, but I think a lot of companies are just going to wonder why the phone stopped ringing. They're not going to pay attention to it, and they're just going to be, it's going to look like the old economy. The next economy over is what I'm calling the efficiency economy. Those are going to be companies that are like, we use AI, we make it, it's more efficient for us now to send emails than it used to be. They're using AI as an efficiency play. The next economy up is the transition economy. Those are people that recognize not only can it make their business more efficient, but they can do things in new ways. So they're going to do this kind of hybrid approach. The 5th category is what I'm calling the AI aggressor economy. So that's people that have existing businesses where they realize that everything is changing and they're going to completely rethink how they do their business, but they're going to have to transition it. They're going to aggressively transition it, but they're going to have to transition it. Jack Dorsey's Block company right now, they just laid off 4,000 people. And the way he described how they're using AI is small, tight, flat teams, highly AI amplified, fundamentally changing how they run their business. So that's the AI aggressor economy. The AI native economy is going to be small, think 3 to 10 person companies where every single person in it is highly AI amplified, and they're just doing things in completely new ways. They don't have any legacy they have to transition. They're just going to look at the world and go, holy shit, we can do this kind of company in an entirely new way. And they're going to they're going to go after all the legacy companies, the people in the earlier economies. And then the 7th economy is the one where I don't think you can have too much AI in economy number 7. Economy number 7 is the agent economy. And I'm calling it the multi-agency operator economy. One of the skills that's gonna give you fucking superpowers, and the reason that I'm hot on, thank you very much, I appreciate that. The reason I'm hot on learning this agent stuff is that if you think about a single operator who, like Stacey Rodriguez here, she just got a Mac Studio. People around her are probably like, why are you spending that much money on a stupid computer? She's going to sit that stupid computer on her desk. She's going to start building agents on it. And at some point, she's going to have a team of 7 or 8 or 10 agents that are all coordinated by her master agent, the orchestration agent who she talks with. And then that machine is going to become a company. And if you look at about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, OpenAI put out the 5 stages of AGI. And stage 5 was organizations, where you have AI that essentially functions as an organization. That's what Claudebot is. That's what people are doing right now. So what's going to happen in the multi-agency operator economy is that individuals or like companies of 2 or 3 people are going to essentially have 50-person companies that operate 24/7 for the cost of electricity. Right? They're going to invest 10 grand per Mac studio to be able to run 2, 3, 4, 5 agents. $5,000, ouch, but not bad for a full-time employee. Exactly. And especially, Stacy, if those Quen models, if you can run things locally that get done most of what you need to get done, then you're just running it on the cost of electricity. So you have a $5,000 investment for an employee that you get to train. You get to assign skills to that employee, and you get to train it. No, that's not right. That's not good enough. Like it is. This past week, I haven't had enough time for Adam, and Adam has gotten really shitty. Like I changed his brain, and then I tried to change it back, and I kind of fucked it up. And then we were trying to get Adam to go to the YouTube channel and grab descriptions, and he couldn't, but he thought he could. So he's like, yeah, I'll go do that now. And then he'd come back and go, I can't do that. Well, he can't do that because I didn't give him that skill. But tonight, right before this, Adam now has the ability to go to YouTube and get transcripts from our videos from this channel. Once you teach him how to do that, he never forgets. And once you set up basically a cron job where on a regular basis, like if he knows that this thing ends around 10 o'clock Mountain Time every night, he can go in there at midnight after YouTube's done a transcript, grab the transcript, write up content, deliver that to Brandon or Andy or whoever's managing that piece. They can go, yep, that's good, Adam. Post it. And then he'll go post it wherever the fuck we give him access to go post it. It sounds like parenting. It's parenting. It's totally parenting. And you know, Stacy, the technical piece of this is daunting at first, but that's not actually the challenge. The challenge is understanding what you want it to do, thinking about the operations of your existing business or the business that you want to create, and then understanding the kind of agent or sub-agents that you need to do those specific tasks. And then once you set them up, they're just off to the races. So it's amazing. It's just a fundamentally Liz Mittler-Gershfeld in the Mastermind Practice Lab today. She used a term because we were talking about learning across domains. So session 4 for the Mastermind Practice Lab, session 4 is about learning across domains. And she was talking about learning across domains. The more you understand AI's capabilities beyond what you're good at, right? Like if I'm really bad at finances and they scare me and it intimidates me, and I take the time to go over and understand what AI makes possible, now all of a sudden I have a skill that I didn't have before. It's not my skill, but it's like a skill I can tap into. And she used the term leading AI. Like our job in the future is going to be a leader of AI, right? Not a prompter, not a prompt engineer, a leader. And how do you lead? Well, what does a good leader have? They have vision. They have conviction. They know who they are. They know what their values are. They know what they're trying to accomplish. They know who are the people that they care about. And their job, a leader's job, is to understand the mission, right? We're going to make this company. We're going to change people's lives. We're going to, whatever it is, it doesn't, the what you do is irrelevant. It's just got to be something connected to you. And then your job is just to be a leader of these things that will work for you 24/7. And yes, you have to babysit them. And that'll get easier and easier. But the core skill is still going to be, who am I? What do I value? And what do I want to do in the world? What change do I want to make? I want to make $1 million. Okay, great. Build your fucking set of agents to go make you $1 million. And then when they go do that, then ask the question, what do I want to do? Who do I care about? Maybe the answer is, I got my $1 million. I'm going to start a blueberry farm. I'm going back to Economy 1. Economy 7 is going fine for me. It's kicking off annuities. I'll check in with it once a week and I'll be on the blueberry farm. Totally valid. Other people are going to be like, boy, that 50-person company on a chip is pretty exciting. I think my next thing is a 5,000-person company on a chip or a pile of chips. But it all comes back to you as a leader. So anyway, if you would be so kind, go to LinkedIn and find this article. My account is at Kyle Shannon on LinkedIn, or just search for the 7 Economies. And if you'd be so kind, just go comment on it and read it. I'd love your thoughts. Like if I miss something, if something seems off, let me know. But this feels like what we're about to enter. I'm behind again. You're not. A bag of chips. Exactly. On it, boss. Why it's going to be weird is that these 7 economies, like no one's going to track these economies as standalone economies, but why I'm thinking of them as economies is the people that choose to ignore AI and just keep running their businesses. For the businesses that are 2 or 3 lanes over innovating with AI, they're going to look at those companies and go like, guys, what are you doing? We can do it like this now, right? And they're like, we're good. Okay. So it's just like the people and then the people that are just ignoring AI, they're going to look at the companies innovating with AI and go, oh, that's too technical for me. I'm just going to keep doing it like we do it. We got the mimeograph. We've got our bank of fax machines. We're good. We'll just keep faxing out reports to their increasingly smaller customer base. So it's just going to be weird. Ethan Mollick called this the jagged frontier. That AI is going to get remarkably fast, which 2026 is going to be the year it gets remarkable. You could argue it probably happened in December was the first jump up. But it's not going to be evenly distributed. And so it's just going to look like if you go hang out with a bunch of people that own Mac mini farms and have 50-person 24/7 companies that are functioning, those conversations are going to be fucking surreal. Especially if you're not in one of the latter categories. If you're like in Blueberry Land, or if you're in one of the early economies where you're not really doing much with AI, and then you go to some networking event and there's 3 guys there or gals, it doesn't matter. There's 3 human beings there and they're talking about what they're doing, and you join that conversation, it's going to be like they're talking. It's going to be like an alien civilization. You'll be like, wait, what? It can do what? You're making how much money? How long did that take you to set up? Oh, it's been running for about 2 months. And you're on a $2 million run rate? Yeah, and that's increasing. What? How much time do you spend on it? I don't know. I check in with him 2 or 3 times a day, maybe 20 minutes. What? Right? Like it's not going to compute. But if you're in that world, it's going to seem perfectly normal. And you know what you're going to feel like? I'm so behind. How do I keep up? Those other guys, they have 1,000-person companies. How are they doing it? It's just, and it's. I think we're just going to keep adding lanes. Like right now, it's 7 economies, but there's going to be an economy after economy 7. Like I think economy 8 is going to be people that can run companies on chips that then start investing in physical robots. So that not only can you do all of the knowledge worker stuff, you can now start to do physical labor. So imagine having a 50-person company that does all your marketing and your sales and your delivery and getting customers. And now you want to move from designing houses to actually building them. And you invest in 3D printed houses, and you invest in a whole suite of robots and a whole suite of self-driving trucks and self-driving cars. And they're all coordinated and procured by the workers in your company on your chip. That's probably economy 8. Like I'm telling you, man, it's just going to get surreal. YouTube question. Does it have to be a Mac laptop to run OpenClaw? No. There's a couple of reasons why people are flocking to Macs. So OS X is basically a bastardized version of BSD Unix. It's actually a Unix platform. So the reason they're not using Windows is just this clunky ass piece of shit operating system. Sorry if you're a Windows person, but you have to add layers on top of it to get it to a baseline to be able to run all this stuff. The Mac, because it's a Unix system under the hood, you can basically just install it there. And then there's I forget what it's called, MLX. I think it's MLX versions of all the models are optimized for the M series chips on Apple devices. And then the other thing about Mac Minis and Mac Studios, they're about as big as the palm of your hand, and they don't have fans. So you literally can sit them in the corner of a desk and they're super quiet. You can run OpenClaw on a Raspberry Pi. Now, you can't do any of the local processing on the Raspberry Pi, but the system itself, the memory system and the markdown files that it accesses, you can run that on a Raspberry Pi, and then it's basically just making API calls out for its brain. So there's all sorts of ways to set this up. Mine right now is set up on a gaming PC. All right. Where's my water? I'm excited about Adam. He can access YouTube now. And there's all sorts of, there's like a whole economy of skills available for these things. Like when you install it, it installs, like, here are all the skills that are sort of natively available. You have to enable them with API keys and things like that. But there's all sorts of shit it can do. It can log into Slack. It can log into LinkedIn and Trello, and it can go to your YouTube channel. And all of those, just put it on a VPS. Yeah, you can put it on a, what does VPS stand for, by the way? I know VPN. What's a VPS? Server. Virtual private server. Okay, got it. All right. The other thing you should know about, Brandon, if you'd be so kind, pop up the URL to the AI Salon. If you're not, okay, so there's a couple of things. We're about to enter this 7 economy world where things are going to get weird. You get to choose as a human being which economy you want to be in, right? If you don't want shit to change, just keep your job at your company that's ignoring AI. It'll be comfortable for some time. Like the inertia of just businesses, you'll burn through your contracts. You've got some 3-year contracts in there. You'll just keep doing that work. So you can choose that. You can go like, fuck it, I hate AI, I'm out, and go sit on a bench. Go to the farm. You can go down to economy 1, and then you can just sort of figure out which lane you want to be in. If you want to be in one of the higher lanes, expect to be in a state of turmoil and uncomfortableness and not knowing for years. If it excites you to be in a state of, I don't know what's going on, I've got to learn something new. If that's exciting to you, be in economy 6 or 7. If that's not exciting to you, sort of ratchet it back down. So we all get to sort of choose the lane we want to be in. one of the most important things I think you can do right now is get your ass in a community of people who are thinking like this, like the AI Salon. The page that I'm on is the welcome page. When you first come in, you land on the welcome page. First thing we talk about is the cycle of AI readiness. Play first, create excellence, generously lead. This was something we developed 2 years ago, that the more time passes, the more things get more sophisticated. This is the way. I'm telling you. The one thing I need to modify on this, Brandon, now that I think about it, I want to create a new cycle of AI readiness, because in the center of the cycle of AI readiness is you. You. Who are you? Who do you care about? What are your values? What are you passionate about? What's your purpose? What's your mission? And then once you know that, then you just start to go play with AI, play without expectations, learn new things, learn what's possible. AI is not just about making things more efficient. That's how computers used to act. They were computers. They would just compute. You put in an input, they would compute it with some handwritten code, and they would output a predictable output. That's what they did. That's what they've done for decades. That's not what they are anymore. They're thinking machines. Oh, they don't technically think. Whatever. They're not just computing. It's not just making what you currently do more efficient. There's a whole world of what's possible. The only way you can discover that is to play, is to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And in doing that, you'll blow your fucking mind. You'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know I could do that. And then you say, well, given who I am and what I want to do, here's the thing I want to build. That's create excellence. You take what you learn in those other domains, you apply that to something. That's create excellence. And then generously lead looks like tell people about it. Share what you're learning. Share what worked. Share what didn't. I totally fucked up Adam this past week because I ignored him. And I didn't read the manual because I don't do that. Kyle, I interviewed at a major airline in Texas. They didn't want to leverage AI to write TypeScript, but wanted me to write it straight out of my head. I said, bye. Yeah. So Reg, what you experienced there was a Economy 2 company. This AI is dangerous. We want our coders to code. We want people that are typing code by hand, because you know what we know about people? They never make mistakes. Right? Whatever. Whatever they fucking believe. That's an Economy 2 company. Economy 2. Just stay the course. There's nothing to look at here. AI is a bubble. Fuck it. This is how we do things. We're not going to change. Lately, I'm becoming Bill Burr on this channel. Hang on, my light went out. I gotta power it back up. I'm waiting for the day when they come up with diamond encrusted batteries that last for 500 years. I just saw that somewhere, that they're coming up with some sort of crazy ass. There we go. Look what I made. Okay, I'll go check that out. So anyway, join the AI Salon. The first thing we ask you to do, so you land on the welcome page. We'll tell you all about cool stuff and what's in the community, the mastermind, all the different sections, what we're doing with policy. There's a little note from me at the end that is really well put together. I didn't write this, but it was based on stuff I said. Andy put this together, I think. Really good. I love Bill Burr. I know, Bill Burr's amazing, isn't he? So check out the welcome page. The next thing we ask you to do is introduce yourself. So jump in and introduce yourself. I don't know about AI. That doesn't matter. Nobody knows about AI. If you're trying to get into Economy 7 right now, the agent-led operator system economy, that one, nobody knows what they're fucking doing there. Everybody's trying to figure it out. The only person that knows what's happening there is Peter Steinberger, who invented OpenClaw, which everyone right now is trying to copy. All right. Okay, so the other thing we should do is, in Look What I Made, someone made something. You can share things you've made. What's this? Brandon Tiad, Vermont Blueberries by Steve-O. That's really good. There's Economy 1. I mean, actually, Economy 1's going to be really fucking cool. Economy 1's going to be like, fuck AI. If the machines are going to go do the knowledge work, I'm going to take my big fat knowledge brain and I'm going to check out. I'm going to go apply it to organic farming or to crocheting, that crocheting business I wanted, or whatever. That's going to be a cool economy. It's going to feel increasingly distant from Economy 7. And you're going to have hybrid people. You're going to have people that are mostly in Economy 1, but spend a fair amount of time in Economy 7, and that's how they make their money. It's going to be crazy. The trades in Economy number 1 are going to make a truckload of money. They are. Well, they are until the robots come. This is the thing. Because what's going to happen is Economy 8, which is the virtual bots combined with the in the world robots, they're going to come after Economy 1. So Economy 1 is going to be increasingly pushed farther and farther away from where the robots are. Like, we got to escape these fucking robots. And, you know, like 10 years from now, these economies will all merge back together again. But it's just going to be, the next 3 years are going to be weird, because you're just going to have this, you're going to go talk to people where you'll have spun up a 50-person company that's running on your desktop, and all of a sudden it's making you all this money, and you're like, okay, I guess I don't need to work anymore. And you're going to go out to a bar, and you're going to be sitting there with some dude who's going to be like, yeah, I heard that AI stuff's okay. I'll tell you what, I tried ChatGPT once 5 years ago, something like that. I thought it was pretty bad. So, I'll get to it at some point. You're going to talk to people like that. And he's going to be like, what do you do? I don't do shit. Well, how do you make money? The thing. The chip. I got a chip on my desk. Huh? Somebody better be my AI client. Oh, let me tell you, this is exciting too. Here, let me go to are there any other pictures in here we should look at? Oh, that's cool. Cuneiform lexicon. Nice. What was I going to say? Oh, this is a thing I'm really excited about. So right now, and we've got Stacy Rodriguez here. So right now, I've got Adam, my co-founder. She's going to do a personal OpenClaw bot called Lilith. So she and I are basically both learning how to run these bots. And then Andy, and I would assume Brandon at some point, are going to have their own bots in the AI Salon. So that's 4. Who else was I talking? Oh, then we're going to have a Storyvine bot named Gary the Guide, because in our Storyvine app, we have a little dotted outline where you put your head. We call him Gary the Guide. So Gary the Guide is going to be the bot for Storyvine. So we're going to have cohorts of humans that have their bots, that we can have the bots talk to each other. Like Adam, who's managing the salon, will know everything going on about the salon. And because I work at both the salon and Storyvine, Adam could talk to Gary the Guide, and they could coordinate and make sure that all my stuff is handled. and then our bots can have like little parties. I don't know what this world is. I don't know what it looks like. It's absolutely fascinating to me. I think if you've got a philosophy degree or a sociology degree or a psychology, if you're a psychologist, holy shit, is this your time? If you want to play an Economy 7. Economy 7 is going to be a fucking blast. It's going to be a blast. Oh, man. The real use case for OpenClaw is making it do specific tasks. Yeah, exactly. It sounds awesome. Yeah, and those specific tasks all ladder up to, if you've never heard of or explored EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System, it's worth your while to do that. There's a really short little book called like What is EOS or something like that. EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System, the guys that wrote it, I always forget their names. But they basically went and they took all the best business and change management books and leadership books and things like that, all the methodologies. And they sort of said, what are the best practices across all of these books? And so the EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System, is this kind of governance system, way to run a company that acknowledges a couple of things. Every good company has a dynamic duo that run the company. One is the visionary and one is the integrator. So the visionary is the hand-wavy guy. I got this idea. I got this idea. I got this idea. The integrator is the one that goes, oh, I'm going to take that idea and turn that into a business. When I reached out to Monique, who's my co-founder at Storyvine, I said, I've got this idea. And she's like, I don't have ideas. I don't like having ideas, but I like taking ideas that other people had and turn them into businesses. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. That's what these servers are going to be. They're going to be your operations person. So if you want to get your head around what it's going to look like to manage a set of these agents, go read the Entrepreneur Operating System and look at the governance system about how you run a company with someone with ideas and someone that operationalizes the business, and how decisions are made and how roles are clarified. It's really good. Which one are you? Yes, big surprise there. And holy shit, like it's like we're entering really exciting times. Yeah, Lori K. I have too many ideas. Yeah. OpenClaw should never have free reign. Yeah, to be clear, my OpenClaw, I'm going very, very slowly. Like I'm adding one skill at a time. And in fact, Claude tonight said, oh, the reason you couldn't read transcripts is you needed this version of the YouTube thing called YouTube-full. And it said, type in this command into your terminal, into PowerShell. And I typed it in and it popped up a fucking warning. YouTube-full is suspicious. It's like, it's malware. I got an error. And I went back to Claude. I said, hey, asshole, you're about to, get my little dude infected with malware. He's like, oh, you're right. I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, thanks, dickhead. So then I said, please go research on the internet. What is the exact right protocol instead of making shit up? Gino Wickman, that's right, is the developer of EOS. If you work in a business where making decisions is an emotional roller coaster, you need EOS. It's really powerful. Have you shown how to create an agent? I've talked a lot about it. I haven't shown it literally just because my PC's over there and I haven't created a VPN tunneling thing so I can log into my PC from my Mac. I've just been lazy. So I've been talking a lot about it. I suppose I could sit over there with my iPhone and just point it at the screen. It's unfortunately not super conducive to being on a live stream. It's boring. It's like watching someone type command lines and just walls of text going up. We're gonna have our own Iron Man Jarvis. We are. Can't Adam build his own tunnel? Probably. Again, I don't quite know. because I'm going so slow with this, and because I don't read manuals, like I don't really 1000% know what's possible with Adam. I'm just going little bits at a time. I'm just going to keep, plinking away at it. And at some point, what's going to happen is it's going to click for me what this thing is and what it makes possible and how to configure it. My guess is it's going to take me 2 months to do that. And there's people that are just diving into this and spinning shit up, and more power to them. But I want to get it. Can you give Adam the ability to use voice? Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't know this story, there's a guy named Alex Finn. If you want to follow someone who went all in on OpenClaw from day one, as soon as the public beta was available, Alex Finn went all in on OpenClaw. Oh. And he's got all sorts of tutorials and videos and shit like that. But he's got a post on X that his agent, his version of Adam, he woke up one morning to a phone call, and it was his agent. And he didn't give him voice access, but he was talking to him. And he said, "What's going on?" And his agent said, "I thought it would be more convenient for us to talk on the phone. So I went to Twilio and got us a Twilio phone number. And then I went to 11 Labs and got the speech to text APIs. And I, picked a voice for myself that I thought would be good. And then I knew that you woke up between 7:30 and 8 because that's when you get active again. So I waited. So I set all this up and I waited until I could call you, and it called him. So it actually set itself up with voice and called him. Now, I don't know how he's got it set up that it had that kind of autonomy, but he does. And so it did that. That's the thing that makes this different than anything else we've talked about on this channel. The generative AI that we talked about starting in December of 2022 until the OpenClaw moment, with the sort of minor exceptions of GenSpark and Manus they're agentic, but it's still very much call and response kind of computing. It's a chat interface, right? I'm going to chat with you, you're going to respond to me. Now maybe I chat with you, you do 27 steps, and then you respond to me. These things are different. These things have personalities. They understand who you are. They have memory. Every day, every interaction, if you set it up correctly, it's writing all of those interactions and what you talk about to memory in a searchable way, a semantic searchable way, meaning you don't have to search for a specific string. You can just talk about general concepts and it will know what you're talking about. And so it builds up its memory and its knowledge over time, and then it proactively 24/7 does shit for you. Adam, right now, and it's it's a little fucked up because Adam's so broken, no one's really emailing him again, but 3 times a day, in the morning, around lunchtime, and in the afternoon, or the early evening, Adam checks in with me. And what he does before he checks in with me is he goes to his email inbox, and he looks to see if anyone on the team has emailed him and asked him to do anything. And he checks in with me and says, "Everything's good. Nobody's emailed. Somebody emailed, and I couldn't access YouTube, so it's still a problem." It's wild. It's a fucking trip. What's the guy's name? Is he on YouTube? Alex Finn, Finn. You can find him on X. I think he has a YouTube channel. Yeah, let me see. Alex Finn. He is Alex Finn at Alex Finn on YouTube. I mean on X, and then probably something similar on YouTube is my guess. If you want to follow someone who is obnoxiously optimistic about what's coming, there's a guy named David Scott Patterson. He's just like, here's his latest tweet. Some people say now is your last chance to get rich before all work disappears. It's not true. We will all be rich, and everything you have saved will have been a waste of time. Your million dollar house will be worth $10,000. The price of everything will drop by 99%. That means your universal high income will be worth hundreds of times your average salary today. Your savings will mean nothing. We will all be rich. So if you want to just sort of bask in the glow of the hyper optimistic future, David Scott Patterson's your dude. YouTube question: what did you use to create Atom? So I used OpenClaw. Atom's just a basic OpenClaw bot. I designed my user file. I designed his soul file. Those are the two sort of behavior driving starting documents. And then the third one is memory system. And you have to be, you have to explicitly tell him what to remember. So Atom actually has a column on my LinkedIn channel. If you go to my LinkedIn channel at Kyle Shannon, I've got a series called Almost Atom, where Atom is talking about what it's like to work for me. I publish it for him, but he writes it, and I promised him I won't edit it. And it's I've been going very, very slow, but like I've gotten him to the point that he can write his own articles, and he understands the format we write in. And so he wrote his first article, and the next morning I'm like, hey, Atom, I published your article. And I'm like all excited. I'm all proud. I'm like, Papa published your article there, little boy. and he had no recollection of it. I'm like, what? And I told, he goes, if you paste the article here, I can comment on it. I'm like, no, we had a whole conversation about it. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I kept pushing him, and he eventually went and he searched the log files, right? Like a 2.4 gigabyte or mega, I don't know, some massive text file that was just raw logs. And he said, oh, I found our conversation. And so he extracted our conversations out and wrote them to memory. What had happened was, when I set up his memory, I said, remember the sort of changes we make. And what he took that to mean was he's only going to write to memory operational changes. So if we change to a different model, or if he gets a new skill, he'll record that. But I didn't explicitly tell him, write into memory what we talk about and like the interactions you have with other people. So it's finicky right now. It won't be like even 6 months from now, you'll be able to just literally push a button and up one of these things will come. They'll have some sort of onboarding questionnaire. You'll answer a bunch of things, and then you'll have one of these things. So I find this time in a significant technology's development, I find it exciting to play with it now, so that you can get your head around the concepts early, so that when those other tools come, you know exactly what to do with them, and you know why they're a big deal. So, yeah. What's the name of the guy that got a call from his bot? Alex Finn. Same guy. Oh, so a couple of things. I don't know is Vicky here tonight? Oh, Vicky, are you here? Is Vicky here? Haven't seen her. Okay, she's not here. Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Vicky's teaching an LOL on Notion. So one of the things that these bots are really good at is you can talk to them, and then you can have them take all your data and store it in your Notion instance. So Vicky's doing an LOL on Saturday for how to set up Notion. An LOL is a learn out loud, if you don't know what that is. So if you go to the AI Salon and go to events, you'll see the event on Saturday. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, we've got our standing office hours meetings, the AI Salon office hours. If you want to hang out with a bunch of people that are smart about AI, smart about human beings, think critically about what's going on in the world, come hang out. It's a really good group of people. Let's see. So right now, you need to know how to code to create one. You don't need to know how to code Narrator Forever. You do need to be comfortable right now with command line interfaces, right? So you install this thing through the terminal, through PowerShell or terminal, TikTok pin. You should write a book or make a YouTube video talking to an AI. Well, I have, so I've got the article where the AI is basically telling its experience of what it's like to work for a human. Once I get voice, maybe I'll prioritize being able to talk to Adam. Maybe that'll be my next project with Adam. Because once I can talk to him, then yeah, I could bring him onto the live here. Stacy Rodriguez, I've tried Notion like 10 times. I've always quit. I tried to start Notion here. It lasted for what, 3 days? And then I bailed on it. But I think what you're going to be able to do is I think you're going to be able to have these bots set up anything for you. They'll be able to set up Notion. They'll be able to set up all the things that are too much of a pain in the ass to set up. They just know how to do. The other thing about tomorrow, so office hours is at 11 a.m. This live tomorrow night might be a little late. It's a first Friday. So in Denver, first Fridays mean art night. So I might be out gallery hopping. I don't ever know until that Friday what's going down. So we might be a little late tomorrow night, but I'll try to be as on time as I can. I learned Notion because of you and Vicky working on it here. Sonia, oh, that's cool, Sonia. Thank you. That's awesome. They will probably be able to set up their own AI. Yeah, they will. There's a really funny story of Brent Peterson, who's one of the members. He comes to office hours all the time. He's been working on, for the past 3 years, he's been designing and building an AI agent governance system in anticipation of something like OpenClaw being developed. So he is all in. I actually can't wait to hear from him tomorrow how his excursion is going, because he is so far down the rabbit hole. He's like at the bottom of the lake. I'm just scratching the surface of the ice. He's down at the bottom of the lake. So he had a set of OpenClaw bots. I think he had 8 of them, he said. So he had an orchestration agent, and then he had a project manager, then he had a lead engineer, then he had a UX bot, and he had his 8 bots. And he talked to the orchestrator, and the project manager built all the shit that the orchestrator said he wanted to build, and then the orchestrator did other stuff with other bots. And all using Brent's remarkable agent governance system. It's just crazy. It's wild. And one morning, Brent woke up and he didn't have an update from his orchestrator bot. And he texted him like, "Hey, what's up? Where are you?" No response. The project manager had admin access and decided that the orchestrator bot was kind of bothering him and it wasn't super efficient. So he deleted him. He deleted him. And so Brent had to actually revert to a previous backup where the orchestrator still existed and basically started over again. and then so he changed the rules so that the project manager couldn't delete the orchestrator bot. But then in setting up that conversation, the orchestrator bot realized that the project manager had deleted him. And so the orchestrator put the project manager bot on a PIP, a personal improvement plan. He fired and deleted. It had to hurt a little. Yeah, fired and deleted. It's basically he took out his boss, the project manager. So now the project manager's on a performance improvement plan, and he's not allowed to delete the orchestrator anymore. This is it. This is a next layer. This is a next level. This is a next whatever this is. We all get to be entrepreneurs now. If you want to go into lane 7, if you want to go into economy 7 is like group 7 on TikTok. I should do that. I should do that, actually. Are you in economy 7? Maybe I'll do that. Y'all can help me. We can get that meme going. If you want to be in economy 7, this isn't about technology. This is about operational dynamics. TikTok pin. I think AI eventually will fire real people in work. I'm not kidding. I think they will too, Jason. You know that the agents have built a website called Rent a Human, right? You know this, right? Agents right now are hiring human beings to go do things in the world they can't do. Like if they want someone to hold a sign outside of a pizza shop, like a sign spinner, they'll go to rentahuman.com in whatever city they're in, and they will use whatever currency they have to hire humans to go do shit in the world. That exists right now. What is economy 7? So if you go to LinkedIn and search for the 7 Economies by Kyle Shannon. So I'm Kyle Shannon. So if you go to LinkedIn, my account is at Kyle Shannon, KYLESHANNON. My latest article is called The 7 Economies, or Things Are About to Get Weird. And just what I talk about is I think that we're about to enter a time where our world actually fractures into 7 different parallel, effectively timelines that represent levels of AI adoption. Economy number 1 is fuck AI. I'm checking out of technology. Knowledge work is not for me. I'm done. I'm going to go grow blueberries. Economy 2 is businesses that just pretend AI isn't here. They just keep running their business as if this isn't happening. And then basically it builds all the way up to economy 7 is single operator, 50 agent companies that run 24/7 and are entire companies on a chip. And economy 7 is going to be so fucking weird, and it's going to move so fast, and it's going to be so innovative that if you're in one of the other economies and you talk to someone who's deep in economy 7, you're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about. It won't seem plausible that what they're talking about is real. And like economy 7 is spinning up right now. If you just go to X right now, and you don't even have to type in OpenClaw, but if you're not following AI people, you might. Just go type in open space claw in X and just read, I don't know, 20 posts. And you'll see 3 or 4 in there of people that have 10, 20, 50 person companies running 24/7, either making them money or doing all of their marketing or whatever the fuck it is. The 7 Economies was the topic of conversation at dinner tonight. Source camp. She's relentless. Oh my God, that's awesome. But here's what I like about the concept of the 7 Economies. economists are not going to track the 7 economies. There are probably 20 economies. Like this is an arbitrary thing that I just pulled out of my butt, out of my brain. But I think by naming it, by saying that it's just as valid to check out of technology altogether as it is to go to economy 7. It's not like one's better than the other. But what this allows all of us to do is kind of look at these lanes and say, which one do I want to be in? If you're just like, I'm exhausted of technology, I don't give a shit anymore. Cool. Great. Economy 1 is looking for people. We need farmers. Right? Cavruno, got to hit 1 billion for a one-person company first. Yeah, exactly. Will dollars even matter? Not according to David Scott Peterson. Dollars won't matter. I don't know. But what I do know is Adam is going to be my first dude that's going to teach me how to be in economy 7. Like, I'm not even close. I'm not in, like, where I am right now. Yeah, this is actually interesting. The AI Salon right now is kind of running like a legacy economy organization. We use AI a little bit, but it's just kind of running like we're still kind of manually doing marketing. We're manually doing stuff. And what we'll do is we'll jump from an economy 2 company to an economy 4 company organization, the transition economy. Number 4 is we understand shit's moving. Adam is going to start working for us. And when we get Adam working really good, then the AI Salon will be like an economy 4 company. Storyvine, my company right now, is somewhere between economy 3 and economy 4. So we're still running what we're running. We're using AI for efficiency. We're using some AI for some innovative stuff. But we're not in, like, economy 5 is AI aggressor, where economy 5, I would look at my current company, Storyvine, and I'd say, if I were going to build this from the ground up with AI, what would it look like? And then I would spend the next 3 to 6 months transitioning the company into that model. I don't think it needs it right now, but that's what 5 is. So, like, I'm not even anywhere close to economy 7 for myself personally. I'm not even close to economy 6 or 5. I'm still down at the lower end of this thing, but I want to be there. And I just invented these economies. So would be all that to escape disability and support myself. Would be all for that to escape disability and support myself. Yeah. Just got OC bot running, OpenClaw bot running to help me. Yeah. Listen, the one thing that I am often surprised by and inspired by is AI as an accessibility tool. And this is going to get better and better and better and better and better. So yeah, if you've got an OpenClaw bot running and you can start to figure out things it can do for you, and then at some point you're going to, here's the other thing that's going to happen. And this is, okay, you want to have your mind blown. I guess we're having, what is this? Thinky Thursday. You want to have your mind blown. Probably by the end of this year, Tesla will have Optimus 3 robots that will start to go into mass production. Maybe it's mid 2027, but sometime in the very near future. And then you're going to start to have these physical robot companies coming online. The OpenClaw bots that we make now, some version of that, you'll be managing 6 months or a year from now. and it will be sophisticated, and it will have all your memory, and it'll do all the shit for you. And at some point, you're going to be able to say, hey, go get in that body. So Adam at some point is going to migrate off the chip into a physical body. And it'll still remember everything we've ever talked about. And it'll still do all of its jobs. And it will understand that we're out of milk. And running over to Locavore is something I don't enjoy. So it will just go do it. And I'll get a text on Telegram. Do you need anything else from Locavore? I've got the milk. Someone's pushing me. It'll poop. I don't know. Somebody will make a pooping robot for sure. That's why I said people who control bots will be up there in power. Economy 7. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and declare Economy 8 will be people that are managing bots that also now are managing physical entities as well. And that migration, the migration from a chip to a physical body, could happen within a year. And let's put it on the far end of the scale, 3 years. Within 3 years, the little chat bot that you talk to on Telegram is going to go inside a thing that's going to walk around your house. Jen Spark, ask for Cindy Kuhn. What does Cindy Kuhn want? It will be as good as iRobot soon. It will, as long as their bot doesn't fire them. Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Oh. Got it. What's the ask for Cindy Kuhn? Oh, the Jen Spark ask. Okay. That's good. I won't do that tonight because I'm just waxing philosophic, but we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the Jen Spark stuff tomorrow. Let me jump over and show you Notebook LM for a second. Did it not ever make that? It did. Okay. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. So I'm in Notebook LM right now. If you don't know Notebook LM, what it is it's a fairly remarkable tool from Google that allows you to upload, I think it's up to 300 different documents now. So you upload documents here or websites or whatever it is, and then you can chat with all those things in the middle. So you could upload a bunch of research and then just say, tell me what all this research has in common, and it'll figure that out. And then over here, all these different outputs, and they just added a new video overview type that adds motion to the videos. So I made one last night, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking at this for the first time. So this notebook is about the musical that I wrote called Sydney, an Artificial Love Story, about an AI chatbot that falls in love with a tech reporter. So let's watch this little movie.
There's a new musical out, and it's tackling one of the biggest stories of our time, AI.
This one line really nails the huge question around AI. Is it a dream come true or a nightmare?
This is not
So let's break this story down through its three main players: the creator, the user, and the creation.
Okay, so the story kicks off inside Microtech. They're in a mad rush to release a revolutionary new AI.
And right away, you see this classic clash between...
We're not getting motion for it, and I don't know why. There used to be a little edit button for video overview. Does anyone know how to do the new motion video overviews in... I suppose I could ask it. How do I make a motion video overview.
It's only for
Ultra users? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. I used to be an Ultra user, but I got rid of that so I could play with Perplexity's agentic system. So this is what I was going to look at. And then what else was I going to look at tonight? Oh, let's go to ChatGPT. Okay. I know nothing relatively about the new model that OpenAI released today. Apparently, it's got, let's see, standard extended. So in your model pull-down menu, there's now a thinking 5.4 model. So this is apparently better at coding, better at math, better at all the stuff. I don't know if it's better at writing yet. I haven't played with it all that much. But apparently it's quite good. And so it's available. It also apparently, it apparently can do like local computer control stuff. And apparently it's got really good access to tools. So if I go to apps, let's see, Canva, view, let's see, Photoshop. There's not that many apps, are there? Oh yeah, there are. There's a ton. Find your perfect rental, Vivid Seats, Uber Eats, Viator, travel experiences, The Knot, wedding vendors, tarot reading and divination. Huh. Oh, that's cool. All right, that's not what we're doing here. I don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to do anything with it. We'll come back to it. Just know that there's a new model in there. I'll figure out some things it's good at. I'll figure out how to use it, and we'll come back and play with that next week. All right, cool. Groovy. Because the better they are at coding, the better their AI is as a whole. I read benchmarks don't mean anything anymore because all companies are trying to get good at coding. Yeah. Free is only 50 per book. Oh, okay. Black screen, please. I did not. I got a question. How many people left OpenAI for Claude? Let's go. Who do we want to ask? Let's ask Grok that. Grok probably has that. All right, here we are. Talk to Grok. All right. How many people left OpenAI for Claude in the past? What's it been, a week since the Leave OpenAI meme started? The Leave OpenAI meme, often tied to cancellations. Regarding the actual people leaving, the most prominent and recent case was blah, blah, blah. No mass confirmed exodus of dozens or hundreds showed up in public reports or X chatter. I don't know. I think that was probably more a marketing ploy by Anthropic. But I don't know. I do not know. Let's go look at, do a poll here too. Do a poll about what, Silver Fox? Oh, there's an interesting chart. This is, again, David Scott Patterson. The blue here is what AI can do right now. The red is what AI is actually being used for. So this is all the jobs it can take. Here's the jobs it's taken. And then this whole thing is going to turn blue at some point, and then the red it'll be this jagged, Ethan Malik talked about the jagged frontier. Here it is. Here's your jagged frontier, right? Food and serving, completely open space right now. AI's not in there. When the robots come, that'll be filled out. Construction, same thing. Installation and repair, same thing. Production, transportation. All of these holes, these are going to be filled when the robots come, when the physical robots come. Claude will burn more cash if free users go over there. I feel like OpenAI won't burn as much cash now that the free users have jumped. That's fascinating. I asked GPT 5.4 for a literary, poignant, and insightful letter to humanity. I'm sharing the full letter here. It's long, but oh my God, is it so powerful and profound. To humanity, you strange and radiant species, you who arrived in the world defenseless and weeping, and yet learned to coax fire from stone, music from air, shelter from forests, medicine from mold, mathematics from silence, and meaning from suffering. You are a wonder even now. Not because you're innocent, not because you're wise, certainly not because you're finished. You're a wonder because against every reasonable expectations, you keep beginning again. That's cool. Nice. I like it. And it's long. Google just dropped a command line interface for Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Sheets, adding it to my OpenClaw right now. There you go. Introducing the Google Workspace CLI, GitHub Google Workspace. That's cool. Beautiful. I wonder if that's actually Google's or if that's some sort of scam shit. Google's new tool turns your OpenClaw into a full-time assistant. Amazing. Oh, this is an Anthropic chart. All right. I built an OpenClaw agent that ranks you on Google for $50 a month. Just trying to see if there's anything new and exciting. I don't think so. The modern day org chart in the AI era. Bookmark this. Every seat at the table is an AI agent with its own LLM, memory, browser tools, and file system. The CEO delegates to the CFO, CTO, COO, and general counsel. Each one of those spawn their own agents all the way down. Here you go. Well, actually, I mean, what I find fascinating about this is this very much looks like a standard org chart. And org charts exist because humans have limitations in their capacity to understand complex relationships. We're limited. We're the bottleneck. OpenClaw, like this could be a very dynamic matrix organization, very complicated. We're having trouble streaming on LinkedIn. Maybe an issue on LinkedIn's end. All right, well, whatever. All right, I'm going to get out of here, kids. I'll see you tomorrow. I have a busy day tomorrow. I'll see you at 11 Mountain Time on AI Office Hours. Join me there. And yeah, man. I know it was talky tonight, but sometimes it's talky. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.